Well, now it's a time for the children's talk. I've been told that I've given 18 children's talks since we had the church shut down. That's quite a lot, isn't it? Today's talk you'll probably know anyway. It's about a young boy who loved God, and his parents loved God, and he heard that the Lord Jesus was coming to where they lived, or near where they lived, and he was going to preach out in the open fields. And he thought, that'd be marvellous. I wish I could go and see the Lord Jesus. It'd be a great thing in my life to see him and to hear him as well. That would be great. And he said to his mum and dad, do you mind if I go? And they said, we've got to be very careful. There'll be a lot of people there, and we don't want you to cause any trouble, and you must take a packed lunch. He said, yes, okay, Mum. So she packed him a lunch, and it was like this. I don't know, there were 5 small rolls. They're probably bigger than that one, but they're small rolls. And I don't know if you ever eat sardines, do you? You take the top off, and there's about 3 little fish inside it. And that was about that size. So he had 5 rolls and 2 fishes. He thought, that's just what I like. His mum said, no, don't eat it when you first get there, because you're going to get hungry later on. So wait a time until you're really hungry and then eat it. He said, yes, okay, Mum, I'll do that. I won't eat it straight away. So he took his packed lunch and he went to the field where the Lord Jesus was, and there was thousands of people there. And they all stood there and listened very, very intently. And this boy loved it. He loved being where the Lord Jesus was. Fantastic. Well, everybody was getting hungry. He thought, I know, I'm all right. I've got my loaves and fishes here. I'll be all right. And one of the disciples of the Lord Jesus, called Andrew, saw that he got this packed lunch. And the other disciple said to the Lord Jesus, all these people, 5,000 people, they're all getting very, very hungry, and there's no shops around here to buy food. This is out in the countryside. What are we going to do? If we send them home, they'll be really starving before they get home. And the Lord Jesus said, have we got any food? And Andrew said, well, I've seen a young boy and he's got a packed lunch. That's the only food that I can see. And the Lord Jesus said, go and get that boy and bring him to me. Well, that was the biggest thing in this boy's life. He wanted to see the Lord Jesus. He wanted to hear the Lord Jesus. Now he's going to be introduced to the Lord Jesus. He's going to meet him. Marvellous, he thought. So he went there, and the Lord Jesus said to him, I believe you've got a packed lunch, some rolls and fishes. He said, yes, that's right. He said, would you like to give them to me so that I can feed all these people? Or we didn't like that to begin with. He thought, my mum gave me this packed lunch for myself, and I'm very, very hungry and I'd like to eat this. But he thought, no, this is the biggest chance in my life to do something for the Lord Jesus. He's actually asked me to help him, and I'm going to help him. So he gave his loaves and fishes to the Lord Jesus. And the Lord Jesus said, thank you very much. You won't lose out by this. And then the Lord Jesus prayed over these loaves and fishes, asked God to multiply them, to expand them, to make more and more of them so they can feed all these people. And then he started giving the loaves and the fishes to the disciples, and they went up and down all where all the people were, and they were giving them all out. Thousands of people, and they kept coming back to the Lord Jesus, and he kept giving them more and more fishes and more bread, and they were doing all that all the time. Tremendous. How did he do it? Do you remember we saw the story about the fish with a coin in its mouth, and how did the Lord Jesus know that that fish was in the sea? Well, it was the same here. This is another great miracle. He, out of the boy's loaves of fishes, he fed all these 5,000 people, and then they said, is there anybody who wants any more? And some people put their hands up, but over there they want some more, and over there there's some more. Make sure everybody gets enough, and they were all full up. Oh, it was marvellous. And then the Lord Jesus said, well, we can't leave all this bread and fish that's fallen on the ground. Each of you 12 disciples get a big basket and go around and pick up all those bits of fish and bits of bread and fill up the baskets. And when they got back, there were 12 big baskets full of food. Amazing. Started off with just a few loaves and fishes, fed all those people, and then they got all this food left. Wasn't that marvellous? And of course the boy, he got loaves and fishes as well. He got it with the Lord's blessing upon it. He wasn't left out. He had enough. He had more than he was going to have. Marvellous. He thought to himself, whenever you give anything to the Lord Jesus, you always get it back with even more. He was so glad that he'd done that. For the rest of his whole life, he could look back on that special day when he met with the Lord Jesus and did something for him. I wonder if that's how you feel. I wonder if you boys and girls are interested in the Lord Jesus. He's certainly interested in you. Are you interested in him? Would you put yourself out to go and listen to him, to speak to him, to meet with him? And what about if he asked you to give him something? Would you give him what he asked you to give? As you go up, we hope that you will follow the Lord Jesus and give your life to him. And say, Lord, this is what I've got. It's not much, but I'm giving it to you. I hope that's how you feel about things.